Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be unboxing and building the Black Sun Enforcers unit expansion for Star Wars Legion. We're going to take a look at this entire unit put together, and we'll look at everything that comes in this expansion pack, and we'll talk about the cards and the miniatures and all of that good stuff. If you guys are new here to the channel, I'm giving away a lightsaber right now. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment. It's as simple as that. And also, I want to thank today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing full metal tokens. You've seen me talk about them. They are absolutely gorgeous. I've got a whole bunch of them out here. We've got the order tokens. We've got all kinds of different full metal tokens. And again, if you use code Crabbok VIP, you're going to get a free lightsaber nunchuck token on orders $35 or more. Plus, you're going to save 15% off your purchase. So head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. Amazing full metal tokens. Look at these things. They're so beautiful. You are going to absolutely love these tokens. They are amazing. Look at that. That's your aim right there, dude. Look how they glisten. Oh, they're gorgeous. You're going to love these tokens. Head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. Use code Crabbok VIP to save 15%. You're going to love this. Plus, there's stuff for more than just Legion as well, if you play other games. All right, so we are going to jump into this particular expansion. Now, if you already have the Shadow Collective core box, you will already have at least one unit of Black Sun. I am actually kind of particular to the Black Sun Enforcers. I think they're actually pretty cool. I think they're going to be one of my favorite units in the new Merc wave, and I'm going to have some fun with these guys. So let's see what we're getting in this box. We've got our rules there. We've got some cardboard. We've got some sprues, and we've got bases, because I'm all about that base. Now, one of the things that we are noticing in these games now is our bases now say LFL-AMGs. They do not say FFG anymore. Also, these bases are more of a light gray color as opposed to any of the other particular... Oh my goodness, it just occurred to me. Have you seen how some of those new units have those little gray circles on them? If they can't, like the Shadow Collective stuff, like Maul and stuff like that, has the gray circles on them. Gray circles for gray bases. Oh my goodness, I don't know if they intended it that way, but it worked out that way. That's super cool. But normally the bases are colored depending on which faction they go in, and since these are mercs, they're going to be like this. Now, you're going to be getting 2 units in this box, which is pretty cool. You're going to be getting not only the Black Sun Enforcers, but you're also going to be getting the Vigo, which can go into the Black Sun Enforcers or can be his own unit, which is really cool. So I think you're getting some great value in these. We have a full art print here. Ooh, look at that groovy. That's a nice little print. You don't get that anywhere else, so that's cool. And then we have our little guide. So if you want to see kind of how they might be painted up, you have that sort of an option. We have also our credits. So thanks to everybody that helped bring this to us. Very cool stuff. Now we also are going to take a look at the cardboard and the cards and the plastic. So let me get all of that stuff out. Let's do this. Let's get these plastic sprues out here. Now you're getting 2 sprues, it looks like. You're getting 2 sprues to build all of your dudes. We've got the Vigo kind of over here with the big Papa Ganoush robes. I don't know, Papa Ganoush isn't really a word. I think it's a mix of Papa and Baba Ganoush. But that's maybe his name is Papa Ganoush, right? Let me know what you're going to name your Vigo. Is Papa Ganoush a good name? Maybe not. And then we've got some of the other, I think this is the basic unit leader, and then we've got some of the other regular dudes. They've got a lot of different options for these too. So you've got like the regular gun options. You've got the grenade, the grenadier over there. You've got if they're holding the grenade, you can put the gun on their hip, which is pretty cool. And what's also I think is interesting about this is you have the option to build 2 grenadiers. I don't know why you would actually want to do that, but they're giving you extra options. And maybe it's also a good thing because maybe you lose a bit when you're putting one together and now you've got a spare bit. So I thought that's pretty cool. We've got some more dudes over here, front and backs. I dig the spines on the backs that you see on these dudes as well. So front and backs, we got some extra side, holstered stuff. We got the scattergun, the shotgun guy. And you're gonna have enough parts to build 2 shotgun guys as well. So that's really cool. All the heads are going to be up here. Now these are, your basic units. They all have the helmeted heads. Whereas, let me go back to this one. There's some helmeted heads here, but then we've got different unhelmeted options for our leaders and Vigo. And so that's pretty cool. And you can do them with the ponytail, which is more of the classic Black Sun kind of. This is kind of the look that Zizor came out with, or Gizor, depending on how you do it. And we've got this one, which was a little bit more kind of like got the cut on the back, and then you've got the shark fin. His name is Mako, right? Or maybe he's just Papa Ganoush, right? I don't know. All right. Anyway, yeah. So those are the two sprues. They look pretty good. We're gonna put these together, and I'll show you how they look when they're completely built. And then we've got different ways to run these. You can run them Mercs, you can run them Empire, and you can run them Separatists. What do you think you're going to run them in? I think I'm going to be probably more about the Mercs and Empire. Maybe a little bit less about the Separatists, but we'll see. We'll see. We've got some unit cards and things like that. Let's take a look at the cards. All right, so first we'll take a look at the Black Sun Enforcers unit card. We kind of looked at some of these in the Shadow Collective, but I'll just go over it in a little more detail here. I'm going to be using one of the new range ruler tools to point, right? So we've got 48 points for these guys, a little on the expensive side for a core, but they do have 2 dice per, range 1 to 2 of black and a white, red defense also through, so they're going to be kind of tough to kill. 1 health, 1 courage, no surges at all, right? So that's something you need to think about. But they have Dauntless. Dauntless is going to be important because these guys are going to be getting a lot of suppression based on a lot of different things, and they can't use the panic of their leaders. So you're like, oh man, maybe I want to put the Vigo in here. There's a lot of things to think about with these guys. But Dauntless is cool. Then if you're not familiar with Dauntless, that means like if you would be suppressed but not panicked, so you can take another suppression token and do a free move. So basically you can still get 2 actions even if you have that suppression token after your rally step, which is really fun. Now they have independent aim 1, so you're not going to be giving these guys orders, and that's no problem because they're like, hey, that's fine, I get a free aim token. So then they can, like, even if they're suppressed, they can still like move, aim, and shoot, which is like incredible, just incredible. They're also precise 1. You're going to get to that aim is going to re-roll 3 dice, and they're going to need it because they got lots of dice. Right? And then self-preservation. This is the bad thing. When checking whether panic, you cannot use the courage value of units that are not in the same affiliation as you. So I think it's going to be very important if you are going to be using these guys to bring along a Vigo. And we'll take a look at the Vigo. Talk about me. No, Papa Ganoush. Papa Ganoush, go away. All right. So we've got the heavy. We've got the personnel, we've got equipment, and we've got grenades. They do roll red dice in melee too, which is actually really impressive. So I think this is just an overall really good unit for only 48 points. I'm looking forward to trying them out. Plus, I totally dig Black Sun. I've always been a fan of Black Sun. I was introduced to Black Sun during Shadows of the Empire, like a lot of people my age, and I just think they're really cool. So like I just definitely want to use them, right? And because of people who look a little bit more like this, they're like the Dragon Men, right? They're the Feline, I believe is the name of their species. The Black Sun Vigo is going to be the leader, and I think this card was cut a little low on the high side right there. We got the Empire symbol a little cut off a little bit. That's okay, no problem. Anyway, it's 50 points for your generic leader. And he can take command and equipment. He can of course, he's a merc, so he can go in Shadow Collective, or he can go in Empire, or the Separatist. Now, I know a lot of you guys are asking me about the Shadow Collective. Like, well, I've had a lot of from new player people asking, new player, and then there's some people who just aren't quite sure. I'm going to be doing a video just kind of detailing what the Shadow Collective is, how you can run it. And just kind of like a lot of like FAQ kind of stuff that I get asked a lot, and I think I should dedicate a whole video to, because I think it's kind of a missed opportunity for AMG that they did not include the rules for the Shadow Collective in the Shadow Collective. Now there was a link to their website where those rules are, but I think it's it's part of that cost saving thing where they're just doing less paper. But I think it would have been really helpful to actually include the rules, because a lot of people they don't really think, oh, should I go online? Nah, forget this. It's probably more advertising. Like when you see this thing, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to do that. Well, that's where the rules are. So you do kind of need to do that, but a lot of people probably won't, thinking that it's just advertising, because a lot of companies do that. So Anyway, Black Sun Vigo, 4 health, 2 courage, and since he is the same affiliation as these guys, they can use his courage value to check for panic, which is going to be really important if you were trying to Dauntless, right? Black Sun Vigo is going to deal with suppression a little bit too. He's got Aid. Aid is really cool. Aid specifically for Black Sun. So he can aid to the Black Sun when you would gain an aim, dodge, or surge token, another friendly Black Sun unit, and it's not Merc. It's Black Sun specifically, so he can only help other Black Sun. He can't help the Pikes, for example, right? Another friendly Black Sun unit at range 1 and in line of sight may gain that token instead. If they do, you gain a suppression token. So he can hand out he can pass his tokens over, so he can just take an aim and then just give it to them at the cost of a suppression, which is a little bit less of a deal for him since he's got courage too. It's not going to hurt him too much. Now, if he's also getting shot, then it could potentially become a problem. But even if so, he has Dauntless, so he can move to get into range of them for next turn, and that's something he might want to do. I think he is less of a mandatory candidate for Dauntless. I don't think he needs Dauntless as much. But if he's doing aid a lot, then he certainly could. He also has independent aim 1. So the idea here is like he's got some things that all work together. He can independent aim 1. If you don't give him an order, he hands them an aim token. And of course, they're going to have an aim token also. And then he gets a suppression, which can be good too, because all of a sudden, hey, now I've got light cover when maybe I didn't. Or if I'm behind like a tree or a bush, now that light cover elevates my, all that other stuff. So that's nice. For weapons, he's got 2 black and 2 white at range 2, same kind of basic range that the regular Black Sun have. And he rolls 3 black for melee, which is not bad. He doesn't have any surge though, and both of these units are speed 2. Boop boop and boop boop. So that's the sound that it makes. All right, I'm knocking things all over the place. All right, let's look at if you want to run Black Sun commanders, you may want some command cards. We've got the 1-pip Ploy. You can activate no units with this. You must nominate a mercenary unit. You can nominate an operative unit if you want. So normally operatives don't generally give out orders to other people unless, of course, it's a special case. But this one is one of those special cases because you can totally do that. Choose one of your order tokens and place it face down on this card. You may look at this token at any time. When you would draw an order from the token pool, you may use the order on this card instead. So it really works well with the thing, the independent keywords that are going on, and it's also going to, of course, allow you to run Black Sun. Aggression has Black Sun artwork on them. Super cool. It's a 2-pip. This does order 2 units. You must nominate a mercenary unit. When issuing orders with this card, you may issue up to 2 fewer orders. You don't have to issue those orders. For each order not issued, choose a different friendly mercenary range 1 to 3. Each chosen unit gains an aim token. So this way you can. This one's more flexible. It's not super powerful. Again, it's kind of simple, kind of like a generic. If you've got vehicles, let's say you run an AA5s or the swoop bikes, which are not out yet at the time of recording this video, but they will be out at some point. Let's say you're running a swoop and an AA5, you can give those an order, no problem. You're good to go. If you don't, maybe you're like, what? I don't want to order any of my dudes. That's no problem. Or you can do you do like one, give the Vigo an order and then leave all the core, all the enforcers, without orders. And so you still get to put out 1 aim token that way. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. I kind of dig it. And then discretion is the 3-pip. That one has Pike artwork because these will also come in the Pikes pack. You can use these for Pikes or Black Sun or Shadow Collective or in any unit, but you're going to need a mercenary unit because in order for this to do anything, you're going to need to nominate a mercenary unit. When issuing orders with this card, you may issue up to 3 fewer orders. For each order not issued, choose a different friendly mercenary unit range 1 to 3, and they give them a dodge token. So again, you're seeing a similar pattern. It's also versatile. This one is a 3-pip. You can do 3, and of course you can do less than 3 if you want. And you can throw out some dodge tokens. And the range is good at 1 to 3. I kind of like these two a little bit better than discretion because most of the mercenary units don't need dodges as much. But then again, there's lots of potential for lots more like Jedi mercenaries and things like that. And that's certainly something to think about. Like Maul, for example, could get a free dodge from this, right? So if you're nominating him because he's a mercenary unit. So that's something to think about. It's flexible, and I like that. All right, at this point, we're going to go ahead and start putting the miniatures together, and we'll see how they look. All right, so before I show you all the miniatures, I totally forgot to show you all the upgrade cards that come in here. And this is important because you're getting stuff that doesn't come in, or some things that don't come in the Shadow Collective core box. So we're going to start off with a Black Sun Enforcer. You've obviously seen the Black Sun Enforcers already. That's just an extra one. It has Cash Dodge. You've got the Black Sun Vigo unit card. If you don't want to run the Vigo by himself and you want to throw old Papa Ganoush in to an Enforcer as the leader, he's going to increase their courage by 1. And now all of a sudden, they have a much easier time, being by themselves perhaps, because they have courage 2. They're much less likely to need to worry about checking courage, and they're not going to panic. You've got your Mag Det Enforcer. If you want to have a range 1 heavy, it's for only 14 points. The price point on this one is really competitive, so I think that's worth it. He'll basically just be like an extra regular dude, but if you happen to be in range 1, and of course with no offensive surge, I think, you run frag grenades, all of a sudden now you've got a really nasty range 1 unit, but it's tough to get them into range 1, but maybe the red defense die will allow them to survive. What was probably more commonly taken is the more expensive but also deadlier Scattergun Enforcer with 2 red dice, Pierce 1. It's going to be pretty nice. We also have Prepared Supplies. This is an equipment. This one is going to let you run free dodge. I don't know if it's the best on them, but it's still really cool. And this can go on anybody. So this is just one of the new things. This one also came in the upgrade card collection too. But I don't think that one came in the Shadow Collective core box. Same thing with Sonic Imploders. We've got Sonic Imploders there, and that is a suppressive 3 dice grenade. Not as good as frag grenades, but then again, sometimes this can be useful. It certainly would be useful against mercenaries, right? But there's also a lot of weapons that already have suppressive at range, so I'm not sure if this one is all that impressive to me. The suppressive isn't as impressive. Oh, dad jokes are all over the place. Okay, we've got Underworld Connections. This one is not something I think you really want to put on a Black Sun Vigo. It's something you want to put on somebody else to be able to take more Black Sun troops. That's generally how this works. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. Now keep in mind, you wouldn't be able to do like an Imperial build and put this on a Black Sun Vigo to give yourself a second Black Sun Vigo and then have 2 commanders that way, because you would still need 1 commander. Again, the commanders don't fulfill the minimums. So unless you had a field commander, then that could do it. If you had a field commander, that would be an wow. That's it. If you run a field commander like General Weiss in the ATST or something like that, then you could run 2 Black Sun Vigos in the Empire. I'm thinking of an Imperial Black Sun build right now with an ATST, 2 Vigos, and a whole bunch. I still would need 3 Stormtroopers though. All right, and then we've got Lead by Example, a really cool one. I think this would be really nice if you're looking at. If you're running 2 Black Sun Vigos too, this is really cool. They could inspire off of each other. If they're doing all that aim stuff and they're taking all the suppression, they could be like, "Here, buddy, it's okay." And then he's like, "Yes, we are lizard people and we love each other. Yes, take off your suppression and just relax. I'll give you a massage." That's what they're doing. If you do, I don't know that. I don't know what they're doing at all. That's just all improvised. All right, let's take a look at the miniatures. We've got the Scattergun Black Sun right here. He is, I love the coats on these guys. They went together really well. They wide stances on a lot of these where they kind of extend over the, you can see they kind of extend over the feet extend over the base a little bit, which is not a problem, but it's just something to keep in mind. Like this one was real close. I had to barely just get his feet on there. He's striking the pose. He's bracing his arm. He's ready for action. We've got this guy who's also is similar. I think there are some duplicates, right? Like I think there's at least one that was a complete duplicate pose. I think that's this guy. And I don't think I really had much of an option on that one. This guy is just, he's freehanding it. He's angry and he's shaking his fist. He's mad at the world. He's like, "Arrgh. The manager didn't take my suggestion, but then he submitted it as if it were his own suggestion. Arrgh. Casual Fridays was my idea." Something like that. Now this dude is running, and it's always fun, not really, but it's always somewhat of a challenge getting the running guys, getting the feet to adhere to the base, because they don't have as much balance, and so you have to hold them in place a little bit longer to get them to adhere. But then once they adhere, then they're good to go. We did another running guy, but this one is the grenade guy, so they are different. We put that gun on his holster. There's a little triangle that they will connect to. The gun looks a little bit oversized on the holster. I'm not gonna lie. But whatever, it's fine. And I think sometimes oversized is a little bit good because when you're playing, it's going to be like way far away from you, so you want to be able to see it, you know, and that's why the heads are a little bit bigger. You have some kind of larger proportions in Legion, and it makes everything good. Oh, I didn't get these together. Like I got a little gap on the side there. That's my fault. Maybe I can fix that over with some primer. All right, and then we've got the regular leader. If you're not running the Vigo here, he looks pretty good. He's kind of dashing. Right? He's like, yes, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. That's not what he said. But then here's Papa Ganoush. Or Mako. I went with the shark fin. He's super cool looking, right? He is super cool looking. But I want to see how you guys build yours. Let me know how you guys are doing that and what your favorite build options for these are and some of your build ideas. And don't forget to join our Discord. We got a great Discord down in the video description. There's links for social media, for luxury playstyle. You can do that. Don't forget that code, Crabbok VIP. You don't hear me talk about it a lot. They're really amazing tokens. Also, you know, we got contests going on right now. There's I'm going to be announcing the winner for the painting contest any day now, so that's coming up soon. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out today. More from the Shadow Collective wave coming up soon, so stay tuned. Click that subscribe button, like the video, share the video, all that good stuff. Check out Crabbok.com. Free AI expansion. You can play Shadow Collective against yourself and test out your builds. Have so much fun. I want to thank you. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing, and you help make this channel possible, and I'm going to rock and roll all the way to the end of the video. Oh, yeah. Have a great day. Goodbye there, and I love you. And sweet dreams, and may the force be with you. And don't forget your socks.